Hey, welcome to another episode of Behind the Shield. This is the Ask Me Anything Jussi Meresmaa, the CEO of Discmania episode. And there were so many questions that I decided to do this in two parts. So this is a part one, more concentrated to our product-orientated questions, and a part two is more overall questions. So enjoy. For the first question, will the links be released in more plastic types? Last year we released a really super popular putter for our Evolution line called the Link, and it's currently available with two different exo plastics, the soft and hard. And we also made some limited editions of the premium links, and those got pretty good reviews. So we're now at the moment tinkering with the idea of making the Link as a premium release. So it's a 50-50 chance that you will see it this year in 2020. Next question, when will the SkyGuard 3 be released? Good news for all SkyGuard lovers. Currently, as of February 15th, we are running the SkyGuard 3, so the release date will be somewhere in March. And this one will have a different plastic than the SkyGuard 2, so stay tuned for that. Will you be releasing any more Iron Samurai? The answer is yes. We made the Iron Samurai last year for Eagle for his first signature disc with that name, and the Iron Samurai 2 is coming this spring. Then, why do you have so little clothing? That's a good question. Our focus point has been on discs in the last couple of years. The good news are that at the moment we made a restock for Discmania store on our clothing, so you can go there now and get clothing, for example, for those super popular hoodies. Another good news is that we have signed an agreement with a global brand, clothing brand, and we're going to roll out a new style and new selection of Discmania Game Time jerseys. So those should be come up in spring, summer this season. So good news for the clothing people. Any release date of the Genius? Those who have followed our vlog, actually previous vlog, I had this Genius on the vlog, and this is our 2021 release. So this is a premium plastic Genius that will come out next year. Sorry about the flare. And the Genius in a base plastic is actually coming later this year. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about this. There was also a question about why change names on the active line discs. It's a bit confusing. I agree. So originally we had a two-part names with the animal name theme on our active line when we released it last year. And after discussion with the higher-ups at Innova, they wished us to move away from the animal theme. So of course we want to respect their wish. They are the original animal theme brand. So that's why we are now rolling out our new theme, which is the person and personalities from expertise. So we have magicians, sensei, genius, mentor, and maestro. All those 5 discs that I mentioned are actually existing active baseline discs. So the names will be changing. We're gonna of course let you know when and what's gonna happen. So that's the history and the story behind the name change. So Active Line Genius is probably available later this season for all US and European markets. The next question, when is the Tactic going to be PDGA approved and produced regularly? Well, the Tactic was first released with our Black Mystery Box edition with the Razor Claw signature series disc for Eagle, and actually Tactic is already PDGA approved since January 16th, so all the Tactics out there are of course legal for PDGA play. And what comes to the release of the regular Tactic, they are currently being made. So the release date for Tactic in exoplastic, we have actually 2 exoplastics, soft and hard, will be somewhere in March. I don't have the exact day here, but it will be less 2 months. Discmania to release an Understable mid in a premium plastic for 2020. Yes, actually this is breaking news. What I have here is the prototype of a new Evolution Understable mid-range. And unfortunately this prototype wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So it's going to go to retooling, which means that it will be pushed back probably a month or two, but there will be a new Understable mid-range coming in a premium plastic. And what is actually different here is that this mid-range is a smaller diameter. So that means that the mid-range that we're going to release is going to be a little different than our regular mid-ranges that go up to maximum weight of 180. This maximum weight will be somewhere in 177 to 78. But stay tuned for this. We want to make it perfect for you. Will there be ever a Dark Mole 2 or Crowned Eagle 2, or are there plans for another regular glow MD3? Let's start with the Dark Mole 2. It's already made, and we're now, making the logistics to get it released. So the release will be in the upcoming weeks. So I would say early March, the Dark Mole 2 will be out. So good news for all the PD lovers. Then the Crowned Eagle. The Crowned Eagle was our MD3 release for Eagle, and obviously it was changed to the Iron Samurai last year. So no more Crowned Eagles, but instead Iron Samurais. And what comes to the regular glow MD3, we're gonna keep it on the back pocket at the moment, but it might make appearance later this year. I don't know, we haven't made the decisions, but the Iron Samurai 2, you should wait for it. Next question. Are you coming out with an extremely overstable utility driver in the near future? This is an interesting question. So I don't know who made this, but we are. So currently we have an ridiculously overstable fast driver at the works, and it will be on the originals lineup, so it will be more than PD2. So this disc is actually not good for most of people watching even this video, but we wanted to give it a try, and it's going to be a limited release somewhere in the spring. So stay tuned for a Don't Throw This disc. It's going to be fun. Is there a Discmania disc you feel more people should try, or a disc that you are surprised isn't more popular? Well, for me, it feels like that all of our discs are actually popular. We are running out of them consistently, which is obviously a good problem to have. But I would say that the CD2 would be my choice of the underrated disc. So CD2 is a perfect combination between the PD and an FD. So there's a lot of people who are aware of our PD and FD, and those are really successful discs for us. But I mean, PD is not a good disc for every person, especially people who are throwing less than 300 or 350. Then CD2 is kind of complementing that slot really well. So I would probably say that the CD2 is like a good beat up PD, but it has also characteristics of the FD. So great glide and easy to control flight path. So CD2 would be my pick of the most underrated Discmania disc in our lineup at the moment. Hey, any news about Discmania backs? I'm going to get the new back for next season. I would like to get the Discmania back. Good news for you and all the people who are looking for new backs, especially with the Discmania. We're coming up with the 2 new backs this season. The first one will be a retooled Fanatic. So Fanatic 2 back will be out probably also in March. There is a lot of things coming on in March, and it's going to be improved backpack for a mid-price level. So less than $100, you're going to get a great back that will pretty much handle all your needs. Then if you are a more competitive player, you want to carry more discs, we are actually bringing the Expedition back. We were probably teasing the Expedition back last year. You saw some of our team members wearing it, but unfortunate production issues made it pushing back to this season. But now the production is going on. We have already approved the newest sample, and the Expedition back, which is actually a massively large bag for discs and everything you need on your disc golf journeys, will be released later this year. So 2 new bags, both backpack style. I'm excited about both of them. I hope that you will also enjoy those. What other disc manufacturers do you have plans off collaborating with? I'd love to see a Discmania disc with the MVP plastics. Well, this is a interesting question. It's not about that we are looking for another collaborations. We want to, of course, give our time and resources for those 3 manufacturers that we have now chosen, and all of those 3 manufacturers are really important for our future. So at the moment we're not looking actively new manufacturers, because obviously getting new manufacturers will get new products and it will be a lot of things to handle. But of course, if there is a manufacturer that can bring Discmania something different, something valuable that the others are not necessarily able to do, we're all, of course, open for the discussions. But so far at the moment, we are super happy with our 3 partners we are working with now. Why is it so hard to get your disc in stock plastics, but yet limited edition stuff is everywhere? What are your plans to fix the awful swirls that have been on your premium products? Good and tough questions. Thank you for that. First of all, I want to address the stock plastic issues. That has been part of our strategy. Unfortunately, it might not be a good strategy for most, but let me explain a little bit. So Discmania, we're not as a manufacturer, so we are not making our own disc. We are obviously manufacturing them from different partners. And also, we consider us as a specialty disc brand. So that's why you have seen a lot of different specialty releases, such as fundraisers, signature series, and so on. So we have actually concentrated to make those specialty releases. We wanted to offer something special for you outside the stock discs. Of course, when our popularity has risen, people are more and more looking for the actual stock discs, which are less priced, and I totally understand that, and that is something that we are doing and working at the moment. So we are ramping up our production on stock discs, and this is something that our dealers have been giving us a lot of feedback, and we are definitely going to match the feedback. So there will be more stock releases and actually more stock discs for Discmania this season. So thank you for your patience, but we also want to cater the specialty disc category. About the awful swirls, it's also a painful situation for us, because sometimes making a swirly disc is not easy. As I said, we're not doing our discs ourselves, but of course we feel responsible for each and every disc we sell. So for example, the latest run of MD5s, we want to openly communicate to you that they are not so swirly. So we are doing our best to get what you actually are going to have. So we want to be a transparent what kind of a swirls and what kind of a disc you have. So of course we are working in collaboration with our manufacturers to try to find the perfect swirls for you. So thank you for that feedback. We hear you. Then, are you ever going to come out with more lightweight, lady-friendly discs, kind of like a lady line you had, but with more options? This is also a good question. We made that lady line test a couple years ago, and I mean, it sounds a good idea, but the sales-wise, it wasn't that much of a success. So of course, it's kind of a limited having a disc for only ladies, and I understand that the lighter weight discs are more and more in demand, and we are actually reacting that. So our production orders to our manufacturers are including more and more lightweight discs. And also we are planning to have a completely different lightweight lineup in the future, but it's not going to come this year, maybe 2021. So we hear this feedback also, and we are providing more lightweight discs in the future. Since the G line is being slowly discontinued, what line of plastic are you going to replace it with that will help with the grip in cold weather, or what plastic line would you recommend for cold and wet days? Similar to the lady line discs, the G line discs were not so popular. I mean, of course the plastic is great for wet and rainy and cold weather, but you know, consumers and players, they prefer more stiff and firm plastics. That's just how we have experienced that. That's why we are getting rid of the G line plastic. At the same time, for example, our Evolution lineup, the Neo plastic is really tacky. It's soft enough even with the colder weather, so I would recommend try our Neo plastic Evolution line discs for a wet and cold weather. So that was the first part, mainly for the products. Thank you for watching, and remember, like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos from behind the seal from us. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.